The 2030 season came to an end with your Stanford Cardinal hosting that national championship trophy. The first time in nearly a century, as we look to kick off a new season, Season 8 under head coach Barry Bearington. We look to keep that gap a 0, running it back as back-to-back national champions, and it starts in week 0. Against Army, we kick off a new year with a lot of familiar faces. And it starts at quarterback. Gordon Draft electing to return for his 3rd year with a Heisman on his mind. But it is the sophomore receiver in Virgil Roland who's taken over as this team's main man and is in the running already for the Heisman Trophy. Joining him in that receiving group is Ben Vallejo, the junior, looking to get his first real playing time here with the Stanford Cardinal. And the only man returning from the starting lineup at that position is George Ball, the redshirt junior, former 5-star. He's progressed very well throughout his time here, and Coach Barrington is hoping he takes the next step. Similarly, you have Larry Sulai, the senior running back. He was a rotational player last year. Now the main man here who still has a lot of room to progress. And one of the main weapons for Gordon Draft is Emmanuel Gomez, 2-time back-to-back tight end of the year. Coach is hoping that he's going to have a phenomenal year helping elevate the passing game. And the big hog maulers up front, returning 2 of 5 starters from a season ago. The rest are all high-level first-year starters. Getting to the defensive side, led by Cassius Sampson, who won the Heisman Trophy his sophomore year, has elected to return for his redshirt senior year as well, hoping to just improve on what has already been a dominant career. Tag teaming with him, the freshman All-American from last year, Alex Augustine, will still play both interior and on the outside, all depending on the formation being ran. Rotating in with him and getting the start in the pass rush, Nathan Henderson. In those formations, Augustine will slide down, teaming up with Brian Pushall, a fantastic run stopper who's also been able to get after the quarterback. And whenever Augustine steps to the outside, Jason Blair will step into the interior. He's seen some starting time. He has a lot of talent, and he's hoping to show it off this year. In the second level, James Tuttle is finally getting his well-earned start. And he'll be primarily teaming up with Kiki Harulahu, another high-end guy for us, returning for his senior season. And he still has a lot of room to improve as well. The third backer for the Stanford Cardinal will be your local hometown hero in Oscar Coley from Palo Alto. He's had some playing time the last couple years. He'll see a lot more this year. And whenever the Cardinal break out that 4-4 defense, Darren Sr. will be out there as well. Finally, a senior matching his namesake. Switching it up in the secondary, Kevin Salmon is moving to the outside. Was a great slot corner for us, now has a new role to take up. And he's got a great partner on the outside, Alex Markuk, another senior returning who's been phenomenal, shutting down half the field. And a lot of these Cardinal players still have room to improve despite how good they've been. Taking the reins in the slot will be Tyrone Heggie, the redshirt sophomore. And your safety duo returns from last year, Max Schlegel, a 3rd-year starter at free safety. And he's been phenomenal back there in coverage. Ty Holly transitioned to safety last year. He played pretty well. Coach Barrington challenging him to make a few more plays this year. And kicking off the season against the Army Black Knights, we will see former Stanford Cardinal receiver Morgan Harvin, who has been their primary guy out wide. That is going to be a theme you're going to notice in our non-conference schedule. Army, Louisville, and Indiana all hosting former players of ours. And speaking of former players, we did have 2 more who did transfer in this offseason, and perhaps we might just see one of them. But with a much senior-led group, Coach Barrington looks to get season 8 underway at home Palo Alto against Army. And the title defense is officially underway. Army will be starting back at the 25, taking the touchback. Eric Henning, the quarterback for the Black Knights. And for the Cardinal, this will be a fun test with such a senior-led group here, seeing how they match up against an option offense. As it's down the middle, it is Blair making the first tackle with help from the second level. Will be hurry up for the Black Knights, a gain of 3 on first down. Cardinal crunching down that defensive line as they look to go right back to it, forcing the cut into Kiki. Augustine there to help clean it up. And it is 3rd and 6. Number 19 spread left-hand side, the former Stanford Cardinal in Harvin. As they will continue with their option, and a sack down the middle. It's Brian Paschal to end the drive. A phenomenal start by the defense, who hosts several top 3 players nationally at a bunch of different positions, and the same could be said for the offense. As they look to hit the field for the first time here, season 8, Gordon Draft, his 3rd year. Larry Sulai, first year as the starting running back, and he's taken the carry for no gain. This offense has seen the largest turnover on the team. The receiving group, the offensive line, a vastly different group than what we had last year, as this Gordon Draft taking the power to the left side for the first. One of the league's best quarterbacks last year returned this year, and he said he really wants to work on just staying healthy, showing he could play through a full season. He believed that was his biggest weakness last year and wants to show the NFL that he could last through all the games as he takes a big hit. Cardinal trying to set up the screen. Goes nowhere. A 3rd and 8. Hard count will be a free play as they're gonna need it. Pressure around the edge. Ball hits the turf, but we'll take the free 5. With a short down and distance, the Cardinal here could really look for 2 key players, Sulai the running back and Emmanuel Gomez at tight end. But with another hard count, they will not have to. It will be a first down. Mangum jumps off sides, who almost had the stop there on the 2nd and long. 1st and 10 now. Larry Sulai taking a couple shots down the middle. 2 yards for him. Running game not exactly opening up here early on. Throwing to the flat, they have Vallejo with a catch for 6. Would have liked to see him stay in bounds there, pick up that first down, but does leave a 3rd and 4. Another hard count will be another free play. And they're going to take advantage. Ball in quadruple coverage. It will be tipped away, but still a fresh set for the Stanford Cardinal. Draft showing early on here that the vocals are also very much NFL ready. 1st and 10 of the 30. It's Draft's favorite formation. Roland in motion. He's going to take the jet sweep as they look to get it to the outside. Great flow from the safety over the top. Keeps that gain to just 6 for the Heisman hopeful. Same formation. Now it's going to be Gordon Draft who's going to take it to the outside, running into Vallejo, but picking up the first down. Cardinal inside the red zone, standing at the 15, bunch to the left-hand side. Draft, he's going to look to roll out here. Receiver breaking open. Vallejo and ball end up in the same spot. And that ball's going to hit the grass. No gain, 2nd and 10. Sulai, the running back, as he tries to get outside. Good contain, loss of 3. Army standing tall here in the red zone. Got to get the stop here. 3rd and 13, force that field goal. Tight coverage on the outside. 2 receivers deep, and they go downfield. It's picked off. They had Roland in the end zone. Ball comes in a little bit low, and Army's safety will pick it off. That's their junior and Dwayne Sermons. And for Gordon Draft, a bad ending to the first drive of the season, but a whole year to course correct. Army takes over here on offense at the 20. As they hand it off to number 20, he's down the middle, a gain of 6. Darren Sr. there to meet him across the middle. Leaves 2nd and 4 as they go back to the wing offense. Motion from left, they fake the pitch. Throwing to the flat, they have their running back, who gets chopped down by Coley. So far, a lot of 4-4 looks here for the Stanford Cardinal defense. Going to get a really good look at the senior-heavy linebacker core, but Blair doesn't let them get involved. He stuffs that run near immediately. 2nd and 10. Army with a lot of hurry-up play here out the gate. And quarterback keeper pitches it backwards, but shaking by Kiki, Kevin Salmon will get the stop. And that could have been a massive play for Army. Sets up a 3rd and 7 as they will look to air out the ball. Across the middle, their tight end right back to it. He gets the first down this time. Army just shy of midfield as they go quarterback keeper here again. Ball is down and bouncing around. Can't tell who jumped on it. It looks like it is Army ball still. That tight end, number 89. As the junior Archer Slater out of Anaheim, California. And down the middle, quarterback keeper for about 4. Sets up a 3rd and 3. As they look to air out the ball here again. Across the middle, and it's first down. Morgan Harvin, the former Cardinal man, getting the first catch on his former team, who did negotiate his transferring away. Just didn't have a path to start here. Kiki helps slow down the run to Archer. Help arrives, forces a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Wing T down the middle, shaking the tackle of Blair, not getting by Harulahu. And it leaves another 3rd down here for Army. Can they continue to march down the field? At the 37, they'll look to pass again under pressure, and it is Augustine getting the sack from the outside. Taking over that spot from Rashad Lord, who went to the league. 4th and 19, back in the 46. They will be forced to punt. A good drive from Army that just stalls out. Defense finally catches up. Now the offense, they got to finish off their drive here. At a great start, they too did not finish. It's Sulai left side. He picks up 7. And that takes us to the break. I don't know if anyone thought we would have a 0-0 ball game here at the break, but just about 1 possession for the Stanford Cardinal, 2 for Army. And it's pretty close in time of possession as the Cardinal look to retake the field here. They've got a 2nd and 3 at the 33. And motion left-hand side will be Roland, who's going to try to get to the outside. He's got space. Draft gets it out there. Perhaps maybe a little bit too far for a catch and run, but it's a big play for the Stanford Cardinal. They looked for Roland. Their final play of their last drive was picked off by Sermons, the safety. Throwing short, they get Vallejo, who's got the speed to get the first down, as Ben Cortez, starting guard, is currently shaken up for the Cardinal. There's a lot of young talent across this line. Pete Morton will step in. A little bit of a guard-center hybrid shifted around in this last offseason. As they're looking again, Virgil Roland, and he holds on. Pass might have missed him the first go. Not gonna miss him this time. The nation's #1 receiver as a redshirt sophomore scores the first touchdown for the Stanford Cardinal in Season 8. Gordon Draft, his 3rd year behind center. And now with the lead, the defense can hit the field. They've shut down Army so far. They started to catch their groove a little bit last drive. Can they find more of it as James Tuttle dumps the fullback, a gain of 3? They'll get right back to it. Gonna crunch down the safeties on the outside. Their quarterback barking some changes as well. Handing it right back off down the middle. You've got Blair. He's a big body man, very similar to the fit style of Brian Paschal. Throw outside for the first down. Army just keeps finding ways to pick up those first downs, at least on their own side of the field. To the outside and finding the edge. Legel will catch up with company, bringing them down 2 yards short of the first down. It's 2nd and 2. They're at the 39. One spread either side as they go with the reverse, and meeting him in the backfield again is Schlegel. Sent on the blitz. Pays off well for the Cardinal. Though making a change out here, might try to find a pass to the flat. Or they will keep it. Quarterback keeper down the middle. He's got the first down to the 47. A quick burst there from QB1 for the Black Knights. As they'll go back to the outside here, pitching it out with some great blocks on the outside. It'll be Schlegel with the tackle, but another first down for Army. They pass the 40. And then back into pistol. They will look to throw the ball downfield with a wide open receiver, and Army will tie this game. The safeties got sunk down with all of the run, and it left one of their 3 receivers on roster wide open over the top. A great response for the Black Knights, and we are level here. Paolo Alto. About 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's Sulai down the middle for 4. That's one of his better carries, averaging about 2 yards per carry today. He's been primarily a receiving back for the Cardinal. They get him out in space here with some blockers in front. He's got the first down and more. Will be interesting to see how Coach Barrington manages the style of running back of Larry Sulai. Bargava, he checks in right-hand slot. He'll be essentially wide receiver 4 for the Cardinal this year, and they look for him downfield. It's tipped away. Cardinal with a lot of youth at that position. We'll see if anyone can break out with that 3rd and 4 spot. Pass across the middle is caught by Ben Vallejo. Tight coverage there from the linebacker. A little bit of a risky throw there. Gordon Draft works out for the Cardinal this time with a 3rd and 4. As they look to go quick across the middle, George Ball holds on. He had some drop issues last year, hoping that has all been put behind him. 1st and 10. As Draft, he looks to get this one downfield. Good tackle from behind the linebacker. Draft thought he had a little bit more space to rumble. 2nd and 1. In motion. They're going to get it to Vallejo with some blockers in front. Oh, the one last man to defend gets the stop. First down, though, Cardinal at the 26 as they go again to spread here. Bargava right-hand side. As they throw it out his way, it's picked off. Undercut. And he's got a path to the end zone. Larry Sulai will not catch him. Pick 6 for John Vincent. The DB for the Black Knights puts Army in front here in Palo Alto. About 3 minutes left in the first half. A 2-interception day for Gordon Draft. I'm sure is not how he expected to kickstart his senior season. Now he's got to tie this game before the break. Larry Sulai, left-hand side. He picks up 4. 2nd and 6, they snap the ball. It'll be play action. Coming across and getting it to Ball just before he gets laid out. Big hit from the DB. Ball holds on, taking the Cardinal close to the midfield line at the 46. Larry Sulai looks to get this ball to the outside, cuts down the seam. He's got the first down for the Cardinal. As again, they get back to it. Trying to squeeze out one more play here before the break. They're at plus side 41. Draft, he throws quickly. He's got Ball, and he's got another first down. They'll utilize the 2-minute break to catch their breath, and then go right back to it. Making a change here. Vallejo's going to go left-hand side. Currently no one out there on their star receiver, but getting back to it. Roland, and breaking up the pass. What a recovery from 0 of the Black Knights. Gordon Draft tried to pick on him there. 2nd and 10 here at the 29. They bring the blitz. Larry Sulai out of the backfield. He's got the middle open, and the Cardinal will answer. It's been 2 interceptions, but 2 touchdown tosses for Gordon Draft to answer. This one goes to Larry Sulai. And with 1:46, and Army find an answer yet again. They will have to pass the ball. They've had some success in doing so, but coughing up the ball, the sack fumble coming from both the outside spots. Henderson involved. Army do recover, but they lose 5. With that being basically the first play the Cardinal have been out here in their nickel formation, a formation they typically are in. A great first play from Henderson. And more pressure here. Cassius Sampson, he can't contain, but the DBs will force the slide. That's up 3rd and 10. They're back to their option offense. Still looking to pass the ball. And with open space, Henning spins by Ty Holly. A first down for Army. 3rd down being a problem for the Cardinal here today. As Henning again, he scrambles outside, slides before Kiki. They're forced to call a timeout there. They've got one more remaining. Quick pressure here, and James Tuttle can't get the sack, but ball pops out. This time it is recovered by the Stanford Cardinal. They've forced 3 fumbles, I believe, in this game. The third time is the charm. They recover at the 24. Henning just trying to be too much of a hero there. Cardinal could take the lead before the break. As they start with play action, throw across the middle. They've got Roland, and he's down to the 5. First and goal. Checking in here at fullback, Sterling Babineau, redshirt freshman, a new addition here for the Cardinal, a true fullback. Been a while since they had one of those. They go his way, but he can't squeeze it. Not that I believe he would have found the end zone. Back to drafts formation here with time down to 6 seconds. Gordon Draft, he's taking it to the outside and denied with 2 seconds to spare. And it'll be a tight angle here for Sam Ritter, looking for a much better season this year. And he kicks it off with a field goal, getting the Cardinal back on front here as we hit halftime. It's still not exactly the performance you're looking for to open up your title defense season. Virgil Roland, though, 6 targets, 4 grabs, 77 yards, and a touchdown. It's the quarterback, Gordon Draft, with 2 interceptions. Without those, the Cardinal probably ahead here by probably 14 more points. A little bit of some tuning on those throws will go a long way. Just keep them up. That has been the problem today. And the Black Knights, they've capitalized. Their offenses look pretty good, converting a lot of third downs. The only reason they are not tied here was that forced fumble, setting up the field goal. Cardinal will look to quickly put those mistakes behind them and widen their lead as they do start with the ball here on offense. It's Tripp's right-hand side as they will start with a throw. Draft under pressure. He can't escape. A loss of 9. Clayton Bradbury. And we've seen Army get rush quite often here today. Again, 3 new starters up front for the Stanford Cardinal. As they will go back to the air, it's Virgil Roland. He's going to pick up the lost yards, maybe tack on 1 extra. Sets up a 3rd and 9. Fullback out there in Babineau as they will look to throw outside. Going to Roland, breaks the tackle, first down at about the 41. And it's very clear the Cardinal want to go his way early and often. Draft under pressure, and he's dropped again. 2nd sack on the day. This one, Shane France. And that came from the right-hand side, Cliff Robinson. They no longer have Enrique Heath, a new starting right guard. And that perhaps being a cause. Downfield, though, Roland gets separation. Draft drops it in, and that speed will carry. Another touchdown on the day for the number 1 receiver in college football. Roland, he puts the Cardinal up 24-14. I'm very curious to see how this defense decides to play in the second half. They gave up a lot of first downs. Fullback dive to start for Army, gashes for 7. And with so many returning starters, a lot of seniors here with this group, a lot of potential. But can they adjust well? Quarterback flips it to the outside. It's going to be a big gain. Darian Sr. showing off some speed to catch up. Eric Tratow with a lot of speed there, number 21. We've seen him and 20 be their primary backs. Stuffing that handoff is Pashal, will be a loss of 1. Outside of 1 catch today, haven't seen much from Morgan Harvin, the Cardinal transfer to Army. As they go back to the quarterback, a spin move that just gets him smacked in the back by Kiki Harulahu. Sets up a 3rd and 12. Expect Henning to go through the air here. And indeed, they will look to do so, emptying out the middle, then scrambling. Gotta sit home. That was a massive problem with the Cardinal the first half of last season. They go back to the air here, to the outside, but can't stay in bounds. Would have been a first down if he did. Instead, it is 3rd and 9 here for the Army Black Knights. They go 2 spread either side. Setting up the halfback screen, but can't get it out cleanly. Defense again rallies as Alex Augustine provides the pressure. This is where the offense can really look to put the boot on. Play clock at 5, they do finally snap it. letting this one develop. He throws out of the pressure. He's taken a lot of hits here tonight. 2nd and 10. They go Larry Sulai, who tries to cut down the middle, but it is stuffed. Army's defense has played pretty well today. They've just gotten beat on a couple of deep balls. Outside of that, everything has been pretty close. And more pressure. Getting rid of it. It won't be a sack, but it will be a punt. Clayton Bradbury with 2 quarterback pressures. And for having such a highly rated offensive line, one of college football's best across the board, not what you're wanting to see. As the tight end, he slips to the outside, doesn't have the speed to run away, but plenty of yards gained. As it stands right now, about midway through the 3rd quarter, it's a 10-point lead for the Stanford Cardinal. As a little bit of a fake pass outside is broken up by their tight end. Closest Cardinal in the area, Soma Pua. Guess they might have to just credit him with getting that stop, as Tuttle does down the middle. That sets up Army with another 3rd down, 3rd and 8. You got the wing to the right-hand side, dropping back to pass, dumping it off to their fullback. Kiki with a big enough hit pushes them back. Augustine cleans it, and they will have to settle for a field goal attempt here at the 36. A 46-yarder to draw this back to a touchdown, and it will be so. Kick right down the middle. A strong leg for DeMonte T. This is where we need the Cardinal to put together another good drive here. With this being a touchdown game, they start at the 21. Play action, trying to get to the outside. Draft will keep it. Get out of bounds with a gain of 5. He's taken a lot of hits today, and it has not been on quarterback runs. It's just been on pressure from this Army front. Larry Sulai spins for the 1st down. His 10th carry. He finally has 35 yards. The running game has not quite been there for Stanford today. Opens up a little bit here, but then quickly closes. Another gain around 3 yards, leaves 2nd and 7. They're at the 35. Now with a power look here, Sulai had no one get to the outside where all the Army defenders were. All that was there was Jeremiah McCardell, who gets the tackle and forces a 3rd and 9 here. For the Cardinal, early movement on the left-hand side. Make that 3rd and 4. With about half the distance to go then, they'll come out in drafts formation here. You got George Ball in motion, right-hand side. He's going to keep it. Trying to stretch it to the outside. Good block on the outside is Roland. Headed down the sideline. Ball shakes 0, but can't get away from the trailing defender. Sends this one to the 4th quarter with a big play from the Stanford Cardinal, 24-17, but they need to put this game away. And the first step in doing so is with a touchdown here. At the 16, they get motion, barely getting that snap off. Larry Sulai out in space, but quick flow. Just a gain of 1 on the halfback swing. Great job there from the safety. 2nd and 8. As they'll throw short here, they get Ball, who will pick up the 1st down. A quiet big game for him, 92 yards on 5 grabs. Cardinal are at the 5 here. 1st and goal. Sulai with a great lead block, and he trucks through 10 this time to polish off the drive. Cardinal take a 14-point lead here in the 4th quarter. And that has rejuvenized the fans here in Palo Alto. 31-17. With just a tick under 8 minutes to go, quarterback Henning contained this time across the front. Augustine will get the tackle for a loss as they lose 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. With a motion backwards pitch, trying to get to the outside. Nowhere to go. They lose 4 more. Ty Holly and James Tuttle there. Leaves 3rd and 15. Henning will have to air it out again to the outside. It's tipped up and tipped again. 2 drop picks. That makes you miss Tim easy. But we can give up a free 1st down here with the late hit from Henderson. A bad play for the first-year part-time starter. That one completely unnecessary and very much was a late hit. Getting to the outside, though, with that speed option, as now Nathan Henderson is shaken up. A series of unfortunate plays there for the end here for the Cardinal. 1st and 10. As they go back to that speed option, but Paschal destroys it from the snap. They go 2 spread either side. Looking to pass that ball to the outside. Kevin Salmon with a little soft coverage. It's a second grab for the former Stanford Cardinal, Morgan Harvin. 1st and 10 for the Black Knights. As it will be a sack on the outside. Not sure if that's Augustine, maybe Tyrone Heggie. I don't know. Someone got a sack out there. It might have been a DB. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Army right back to it as the fullback maybe gains 1. And that leaves them with a 3rd and 11. They could really use with at least a chunk of 4 or 5 here. Play action, and it's Ty Holly wrapping around the edge from safety who gets the sack. 4th and 15. One more stop here from the defense, and you could almost call game. They need about the 32-yard line. Going for it all, and that one sails out of bounds, intended for Harvin. But with 1 timeout remaining for the Army Black Knights, if they could get the stop here, they could get the ball back on offense. They will go to Ball, who's going to get it to the outside. The blocks are there, but he's going to slow up, not get the touchdown. The Cardinal can end the game there. That is a heads-up play from now the number 1 in terms of oldest receiver on roster, Virgil Roland, though the number 1 receiver in the league. And he had himself a day with the Stanford Cardinal. A lot of big plays made downfield. 7 grabs, 166 yards, and 2 touchdowns. From a year ago where he did struggle with some drops, he put in the work this offseason, and we are in for a fantastic year. If he and Gordon Draft can get on the same page game in, game out, the Cardinal just might be back on their way for another natty. And getting his first career start, the senior linebacker James Tuttle is going to take home your Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week as he had 11 total tackles, 4 for a loss. And of course, Virgil Roland, he's going to be taking home that Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week. A dominant start for him. We just need to see it week in and week out. And taking home the National Offensive Player of the Week as well is a great way of doing so. But despite all the good that did happen in this episode, there was also a little bit of I would say, cause of concern going up against an option offense. It's always going to be a little bit difficult. But our offense, we did not get the running game going that much. I want to see that improve. We didn't focus on the running game last year, and it was very solid. That was maybe with a slightly better offensive line, but we've still got plenty of good talent up front for us to move that ball downfield. Now, we do have BYU up next. That'll be our opening game here for Pac-12 play. It's happening very early on. Then we go back to some non-conference. When it comes to recruiting, I don't really have much to talk about. It's extremely early on. A lot of these races are going to be formed in the next handful of weeks. There's really only one bit of news, and that is the 4-star gem in Avery Tyree at corner has already locked us out. That's fine by me. We'll take him off our board. We might find some other gem corners at a later point. Well, make sure you stick around, hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series, every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars Tuesday and Thursday. We might be shaking things up soon, so keep an eye on this channel's community tab or post tab as they've changed the name, as that's where you can vote for key things happening on this channel and for announcements, as we have something cooking that you might just enjoy. We'll see you back here next time. We got BYU up next. We stay at home Palo Alto for Game 2 of Season 8.